next performer. This performer has been digging back into their roots as an interdisciplinary artist, trademark. They've been rediscovering writing, returning to slam poetry, and embracing the role of artist as activist. Their diverse artistic pursuits reflect a commitment to creativity, collective equity, and community. They are grateful for the opportunity to collaborate and share their artistry in all of its various forms. They are here to take everything they've learned in therapy, writing workshops, and a lifetime of theatrical experience, mix it all together, and serve it up with the hope that they can deliver a well-balanced treat about it. You might feel things along the way, and that is of course encouraged. Just know that any laughter will be with the poet and not at them. Proceed accordingly. Please welcome to the stage, Shelley!
Let's be honest. Head. I wore the heels so I could reach the microphone, let's be honest. Too many years of being too loud, too dramatic, too idealistic, too big, too small, too dumb, too mid-sized to be a BBW, but fetishized nonetheless. Hidden, kept secret, somehow still built just right for medical meddling and social suffering. Too angry, too volatile, unsafe to others, and too preoccupied with the vibes, activating my own fight of life. Too smart, too quiet, too dispensable to be able to dispense what anyone would want to hear. Too broken to find the voice to speak what I needed to say. Too much, too broken, too many contradictions that it didn't matter what I was doing with my diction, and now, am I too old? 39 years grinding against hard rules, hard paths, hard conversations, hard truths, hard realizations. It has ground me to dust, formed me into something hard, but taught me to be soft, shown me where to bend so that I don't break. This one's tentatively titled Song of Icebergs and Fire. I think I'll get sued, but. Anger is an iceberg. It's solid, cold, protecting fossilized feelings within. It's large, destructive, sinking ships by damaging denizens dearest to your heart. Majestic and ancient and always there, above the sunlight zone for all to see. Onlookers, first and only seeing the destruction or danger, overlooking the magic held captive inside. Years of protection and love and ferocity and layer upon layer of endurance against all things. The way the ice persists protects the heart from what would otherwise burn it to ash. The way there is so much more than what sinks ships at rest below the surface. Good intentions beneath the depths. Still solid, safe, ensuring the iceberg gets to where it was meant to be. Bigger, softer, holding together in ways that you can't see with just a first glance. Protecting the fear and curiosity and sadness and grief from being the first things someone perceives. Am I not allowed to protect myself? To protect them? Maybe it's not that I'm the one who's afraid of loving or getting too close. Maybe it's all we've only ever heard about how icebergs are bad and should be avoided, like anger is how I've built the resiliency to be able to love. Anger is the volcano. Secondary emotions like hot magma beneath the surface erupting when safe and trust is felt for the first time in a century, but onlookers run away in fear of what they don't understand. Don't understand me. Can't say they love a glacier so large and so cold. Don't worry, we're gonna turn it around. This will get fun again. So one time I was in the vagina monologues, and as part of it, I got to write a piece to go with it. So here's a fun one about emotional masochism and squirting. This piece is called She Likes to Cry. She likes to cry. From her eyes, or between her thighs, but not with everyone she meets. You must be this high to ride. There's work to be done, groundwork to be laid before the game can be played. Embrace her, make her feel safe, and then get inside her mind and break her down. You can't bail when she begins to wail. She has to come back together after you help her fall apart. It seems strange to see from the outside, but it's fine. She likes to cry. You stigmatize, ask yourself why, judge the salty drops as they fall from the eyes. Find yourself asking why the mascara runs. Isn't sex supposed to be fun? A real man smears your lipstick, not your eyeliner. I'd rather find a girl and a boy who could do both. Consenting adults do what consenting adults do. There's a lot to run from in this fucked up world. There is solace to be found in being reduced to a weeping pile of good girl. Catharsis in the tears. Clarity to find a mess that you are able to leave behind. Phoenix aren't the only thing able to rise, and she likes to cry. There's magic to be made when you can reach so deep inside and unlock the thing where careful control of the everyday slips its skin and falls away to hit that spot where the levees break and the place you both go. It gets entirely too real for any of it to be faked, and always be prepared to change your sheets. She likes to cry. This piece is new. It is called Someday. Something interesting crossed my social medias the other day. It was a simple little text post that just said, "Someday I will write poems about this, but first I must survive it." Ow. First of all, if you're gonna come that hard for me, at least do it for mine. Took a beat, and I sat with the hit. A moment to really feel the impact and figure out why I experienced a personal attack. And yes, I'm cancer, but that wasn't why. I've spent so much time waiting to be out of or through or past or done with or in front of or finally able to just time on standby, just waiting for every storm to pass without taking any time to collect the resources it was giving. Just trusting that if the wind wasn't too bad, at least the plants got watered. Someday, when I survived this, and there was always a this, but there was never a rain barrel in the yard. There was always a this, and there was always a this hurts. And there was always a what is this teaching me? And haven't I grown enough? And God, please make this end. There was always a this, but there were fewer and fewer words. And there were more empty notebooks and unused pens. And while every this at some point became a that, another this was locked and loaded, and it always became another someday. When I survived this, and while I survived, my voice did not. And none of the lessons came with poems, and none of the stories came out of the tip of my pen the way that they felt in my heart. Not one barrel of rain sat out in the yard after a single storm. And what is this teaching me? Someday, when I remember that storms aren't there to be taken for granted, when this gets to mean the next 10 minutes, and it doesn't always have to be the whole fucking thing from start to finish, when this is a thing to be lived and not merely survived, when the barrel in the yard is your heart and it doesn't require a hurricane to be full, when each drop in the barrel is a this and each beat of your heart is a that, someday I will write poems about this while I survive.